The idea for this book, it in some ways started, it's inspired by Google Street View, that we can all go on and we can go anywhere in the world and we can look at a street and see what it looks like. And friends of ours said that if you go on to their street and look at their house, you can see their dog in the window, sort of poking its head out the window. It's very funny. And that got me thinking, well, what if in the instant, in that moment when the Google Street View car passed a house, what if in that instant there was a crime committed, there was a murder in the window? And I started thinking about that as a plot idea. But then I thought, well, how would somebody find it? Who would find it? Who would discover it online? Because to stumble upon it by chance, it's 1 billion to 1. I thought the only kind of a person who could find it would be someone who did nothing else but be on that website. And I thought, well, what kind of person would that be? And I thought it would have to be someone who was completely obsessed with maps. And so then and that was how the character of Thomas was born. I thought, what kind of person would be like that, who would be so obsessed with maps? And I was in part inspired by a family member who struggled at times through life with schizophrenia, and I thought, and who also has an obsession, but it's not maps, it's languages. And I thought, someone like that is the kind of person who might find that image, that one little image of someone being murdered in a window. And it was those two ideas coming together that created this book. I didn't do a lot of research into mental illness in writing this book, because I felt I had seen enough myself that I had a sense of what this kind of a character was like, because it was someone I grew up with. And that really informed my descriptions of Thomas. But Thomas is very much also an invention. I mean, some of his attitudes, I think, are very real and what a person like that is like. But also he has some extraordinary abilities in being able to be online and remember everything that he's seen. So there's a bit of research, some personal experience, and some is just complete imagination. I think of all the books that I've done, I think my favorite is the most recent, the one about Thomas and Ray and seeing the murder on the internet. I think it's the best concept that I've ever had for a book. And I think that the relationship between the brothers in that novel makes it special. So I think of all the books I've done, it is my favorite. And the downside of that is when you write a book that you're really happy with and you think you could never do another one that good, you still have to do another one. And you think, it's just not going to be as good as the last one. But you try to make it better.